We are well on the road to Fighting Spirit Unleashed on NJPW Strong. Hi again everybody, my name's Chris Charlton and welcome to Finish Strong, where every week we take you through the highlights of the best hour of pure professional wrestling on the planet. We speak to the big names and we give you a taste of what's to come, because Strong isn't finished until we finish strong. Now that's right, we are on the road to a 2-week spectacular coming up over the next fortnight on NJPW Strong, known as Fighting Spirit Unleashed. And the road to Fighting Spirit Unleashed started tonight with Danny Limelight taking on Jordan Clearwater in one-on-one action. Two names that are new to New Japan Pro Wrestling, but they have pasts that go way beyond that. Jordan Clearwater, believe it or not, initially trained by the Machine Gun Carl Anderson, and another man with ties to the original Inoki LA Dojo, Rocky Romero, making plays to try and coach and mentor Danny Limelight. But in the end tonight, it was Danny Limelight proving he can take care of business all by himself. A spectacular symbiote DDT to kick off things strong this Friday night. After that, if there's one thing that I love about NJPW Strong that we're quickly gaining a reputation for, it's these high speed, high agility, high risk, high impact showcase tag team matches, and that's exactly what we got in the second match of the night. ACH, TJP, Clark Connors and Carl Fredericks took on Mysterioso, Barrett Brown, Adrian Quest and Blake Christian. This was amazing, it was hectic, it was chaotic, but Mysterioso, smarter than the other 7 in the group. He hung back, he picked his spots to perfection, and in the end delivered an MSO to Clark Connors to pick up the win. But after that, things got chaotic again, and Mysterioso and Carl Fredericks started getting into it a little bit. That's going to have repercussions. Coming up, we'll talk about that in just a little bit. But in the main event tonight, it was a clinic. PJ Black took on Chase Owens, two men, very well experienced, very great ring veterans, and it was all about ring awareness in this one. Chase Owens using every inch of the ring and, well, the referee and a little bit of cheating to try and put off PJ Black, stop him hitting that placebo effect 450, a package pile driver, picking up the win for Chase Owens tonight.
2020, well, the rest of the year is going to be just too sweet.
Now, as we said, coming up over the next 2 weeks on NJPW Strong, Fridays at 10 Eastern, 9 Central, a 2-week spectacular that is Fighting Spirit Unleashed. You do not want to miss a second on NJPW World. But before we talk about next week, let me take it back to last week. Kenta, the first ever New Japan Cup USA winner, Kenta holding that shiny red briefcase that gives him an opportunity at the IWGP United States Heavyweight Champion. But just as he had his hand raised, just as he said, "This is my year," Jeff Cobb appeared and almost suplexed Little K out of his boots. So, to talk about that situation a lot more, Jeff Cobb's gonna join me as my guest here tonight on Finish Strong. Now, Jeff, it's been 1 week since you almost threw Kenta out of his boots after you won the New Japan Cup. So have you had time to reflect, or is that anger just stewing in you over the last couple of weeks?
And how he won. I mean, you've seen the footage. New Japan World has seen the footage, or New Japan fans have seen the footage. He couldn't beat me. He had to resort to kicking below the belt, if you will, and the referee didn't see it. So yeah, it's definitely frustrating. And it's definitely the longer I wait to wrestle him, the longer and more my anger builds, and Kenta's going to get the full force of it.
Now, when you do get your hands on Kenta, you'd have to believe that's something that's going to come to the fore again. Is there anything that you have in mind to counteract that?
You know, he's going around saying, you know, I don't care, blah, 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 whatever, but he should care, because in due time, he's going to wrestle me again with that briefcase for the IB US Championship title shot on the line. He's going to have to care then. He's definitely going to have to care then.
And just to bring it back to that IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship briefcase, which is, you know, I mean, that's the goal. Is it? Or is it? Is the goal the briefcase, or is the goal for you to get revenge on Kenta?
First and foremost, it's definitely the briefcase. Because you get a guaranteed championship opportunity. and that's what I want. That's what I'm in New Japan for championship gold. The beating I give Kenta, that's just extra sprinkles on the cake. You know what I'm saying? Like that's extra. That's coming with it. To beat Kenta up and beat him down and throw him across the ring and like you mentioned, throw him to the moon. That's coming along with the briefcase, and that's my goal as a briefcase. But Kenta's ass whooping is definitely a part of it.
And should you get that briefcase, should you then go on to capture the United States Heavyweight Championship? You've been never champion in New Japan, but this would be your first IWGP Championship within New Japan. What does that United States Championship mean to you? In terms of Strong, but also in terms of New Japan Pro Wrestling in Japan and in the US?
That championship definitely means a lot to me. Winning that and representing New Japan here in America, and not just America. I'll probably bring it over and defend it in Japan as well. But to be able to have that championship and to defend it here on American soil as well as in Japan, and heck, if they want me to defend it in Canada and Mexico and Antarctica, I'm down to do that. But granted, it is a United States championship, but sometimes you can defend that belt other places, and I'm definitely a fighting champion.
Okay, Antarctica may be rather you than me. I might sit that one out. But any final messages, A, for Kenta, and B, for all those people that are hitting their super chat on YouTube right now, wanting to support Jeff Cobb against Kenta? Any messages for them as we finish up?
Anybody commenting on this video? Thank you very much. Keep supporting New Japan Pro Wrestling, and make sure you tune in when I throw Kenta over the moon.
Awesome. Thanks very much, Jeff.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me on, Chris.
Strong words, pardon the pun, from Jeff Cobb here tonight, and the action rolls on for Fighting Spirit Unleashed over the next 2 weeks. A spectacular 2-week event, and it's going to get going next Friday night with great singles action. Carl Fredericks and Mysterioso. After that scuffle we talked about earlier on, after that post-match altercation, Carl Fredericks will go one-on-one with Mysterioso. Mysterioso trying to prove he's a cut ahead of the young Lion graduate. Carl Fredericks, the Alpha Wolf, trying to get a desperately needed confidence-building victory. Also in our main event next week, it's going to be Flip Gordon and Jay White. After a long absence, Jay White will want to prove this is still the cutthroat era, but the mercenary Flip Gordon, he'll want to make his own trip to the pay window next Friday night. All that and so much more, njpw1972.com and at NJPW Global for all the latest information and card announcements. And the action continues in Japan as well. Summer struggle is behind us, and we're now on the New Japan road. Some amazing matches, some big news to come over the next few weeks on NJPW World, and it all heads towards September the 19th and the start of the greatest tournament in all of professional wrestling, G1 Climax 30, in the hottest autumn on record. Who will be the one? 19 events over a whole month of action, and the only place to be there is live and on demand, njpwworld.com, the king of sports streaming. So that's it. We've finished strong for another week. I've been Chris Charlton. Thanks to my guest Jeff Cobb. Next week, Jay White joins us on Finish Strong. Don't miss it. Until then, go kigenyo. Sayonara.